complete with some of Tucson's finest musicians. Alvin Blain on steel guitar, Lex Browning on guitar, Matt Mitchell on guitar, Nick Coventry violin, Evan Dain on bass, and Fred Hayes on the drums. Sure to deliver a great night of fun. Please give it up for today's regional headliner, the Tucsonics.
Let's hear from Mr. Matt Mitchell.
Thank you, folks. Can you hear everything all right?
His fiddle's way louder than...
Well, if you like fiddles and country music, you're in for a treat. And if you don't like fiddles, then this is your worst nightmare because There's lots of fiddle in this band. And Lex Browning here to my left. But you don't clap after his solos, just clap after my solos.
What?
I'm good with that.
And we're going to keep it moving here and feature Lex here and his velvety, beautiful voice on a tune called Right or Wrong.
Same old regret. All along I knew I'd lose you, but I prayed that you'd be true. Oh Lord, in your heart, please just remember, well, right or wrong, I'm still in love with you. That's the way we do it, right or wrong.
We're so excited to be up here. You know, these are some of the finest musicians you can find in Tucson. We all just happen to like this old country music, and to us, there's no division between jazz and country music, folk music. So we're going to blur the lines here, and you're going to hear a beautiful ballad done by Matt Mitchell on guitar. It's called Vaya con Dios.
Oh, here comes Miss Molly. Ready, guys? 1, 2, 3, get it. Have you seen Miss Molly? Her cheeks rosy red. Her lips, they look like satin and they taste like gingerbread. Ho, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me too? Oh, here's Nick Coventry on that fiddle. Oh, yeah. Whip it on out there, folks. Miss Molly, smiling, the sun is dim to spell. And when she sings, her voice is like a little silver bell. Ho, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me too? Oh, here's Matt Mitchell on the guitar once more. Oh. Here's Lex. Oh, get it. When I sell my horse and saddle, a cow punching, I'll resign. If only Miss Molly will say that she'll be mine. Ho, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me too? Oh, let's hear those fiddles now. Now listen here, Miss Molly, though I told you this before. Even though I told you once, I'll tell you just once more. Ho, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me too? Ho, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me?
That's Mr. Alvin Blain on steel, console steel.
Thank you.
Console is Spanish for with soul.
That's right, console.
What?
And the console is what came before the pedal steel, so he doesn't have any pedals on that thing. And yeah, you don't hear those every day. You don't want to hear those every day because...
All right, I'm going to start telling fiddle jokes now. Yeah.
We're going to feature our bass player right now and let him sing one of his romantic ballads.
He's doing his favorite song.
That's right.
South of the border, down Mexico way. That's where I fell in love when stars above came out to play. And now that I wander, my thoughts never stray. South of the border, down Mexico way. She was a cutie, in old Spanish lace. And for a tender while, I kissed that smile right off her face. For it was fiesta, and we were so gay. South of the border, down Mexico way. And she smiled when I whispered manana, never dreaming that we were parting. And I lied when I whispered manana, before tomorrow it never came. South of the border, I rode back one day, my horse, there in a veil of white, by candlelight she knelt to pray. The mission bells told me that I mustn't stay. South of the border, down Mexico way.
Get back.
She smiled when I whispered manana, never dreaming that we were parting. And I lied when I whispered manana, before tomorrow it never came. South of the border, down Mexico way. There in a veil of white, by candlelight she knelt to pray. The mission bells told me that I mustn't stay. South of the border, down Mexico way. Everybody, ay, 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 ay.
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 Beautiful. Some of the music we're playing is derived from fiddle music, most of it actually. If anyone knows the history of country music, it started with a lot of fiddle music and, you know, the Scottish people in Appalachia, but also the fiddlers who moved to Texas in the old days. And so what I'm about to play is a really old Texas fiddle tune that fiddlers kept trying to one-up each other by making it fancier and fancier until it became kind of like this little showpiece. And it's called Dragging the Bow. We're going to do it now for you. And you can't do this, piece of trivia, if you're doing a fiddle contest, you can't perform this one unless you're in the trick and fancy division. That's just how fancy it is.
So everyone remember that. Don't try to do this in a contest unless you're in the trick and fancy division.
Here we go. Don't try this at home. Watch out for the intro. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nick Coventry, everybody.
Thank you.
Nick Coventry.
Not just another pretty face.
I was waiting for the tricks, you know, like Penn and Teller and all that stuff. What happened?
It wasn't trick, it was fancy. The division is trick or fancy. That was definitely fancy. We're going to feature our friend Lex. And a few years ago when Lex moved to town, I was so excited because I heard this amazing musician was in town, and he wasn't touring with a touring band yet. But that was before he joined Poco. And so we've only been able to play with him on and off. That is until 2020. Not touring so much anymore. But Lex is wonderful for this band because we just didn't have enough people. You know, 5 people wasn't enough. We make about $20 a night when we play. And so now we make about $15 a night. But we get this wonderful musician.
Wait a minute, you guys are getting paid?
And he's going to do one for you called Do You Know What It Means to Miss New Orleans?
You know what it means to miss New Orleans, to miss it both night and day. I know I'm not wrong, but the feeling's getting stronger the longer I stay away. I miss the moss-colored vines, the tall sugar pines, where mockingbirds used to sing. And I'd love to see that old lazy Mississippi hurrying into spring. Moonlight on the bayou, a Creole tune that fills the air. I dream of old Leanders in June. Soon I wish you were there. Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans when that's where you left your heart? Something more, I miss the one I care for more than I miss New Orleans. Oh, Matt, yeah. Tune that fills the air. I dream of old Leanders in June. Soon I'm wishing you were there. Oh, do you know what it means to miss New Orleans when that's where you left your heart? And there's something more, I miss the one I care for more than I miss New Orleans. Thank you very much.
It's too crazy rhythm, it's short. Cool. Go for it.
Here's Mr. Matt Mitchell with his favorite thing, crazy rhythms.
That's Matt Mitchell. We hope you're having fun out there. It's perfect out tonight. The twinkling of the mall and the stars. It's beautiful. But honestly, Matt and everyone at the Tucson Kitchen Musicians Association have done such a wonderful job. This is an amazing stage. What a wonderful stage to play on, and we're so lucky to be up here. We're going to keep it going here. Alvin's got one for you.
Just play it in A, man. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, here we go. So long, Corina, where you been so long? Ain't had no loving since you been gone. Well, I met Corina way across the sea. Yeah, I met Corina way across the sea. If you see Corina, send her home to me. Oh, Matt Mitchell over there on that guitar. you stay last night? Karina, where'd you stay last night? I come home this morning, the sun was shining bright. I'll get it, Nick. Lex on that guitar now. Let's hear it for Evan Dain. Brett Hayes back here. Oh, everybody's got it now. Karina, where you been so long? Ain't had no loving since you been gone. Well, I left Karina way across the sea. I left Karina way across the sea. You see Karina send her home to me.
There's a whole lot of waltzes written for different states. There's the Tennessee waltz. Bill Monroe wrote the Kentucky waltz. But most people don't know the Arizona waltz. Alvin knows it.
Yes, I do.
That's your segue, huh?
And why would you happen to know that, Al?
14 years of playing with Rex Allen at Rex Allen days. He's the guy that wrote it.
All right. There's a couple of Rex Allen fans.
Rex Allen fans, hey. That was my gig for 14 years.
Here's the Tennessee waltz. Here's the Arizona waltz.
let me hold you in my arms and dance the Arizona waltz, while the songbirds fill the night with melody. Linger closer in my arms and dance the Arizona waltz. It's the dreamy waltz you always say for me. And when the lights are low, I'll steal a kiss, just like I always do. So let me hold you in my arms and dance the Arizona waltz. I'm in heaven when I dance with you. Lights are low, I'll steal a kiss, just like I always do. So let me hold you in my arms and dance the Arizona waltz. I'm in heaven when I waltz with you. Arizona.
Oh, beautiful. I think I saw a kid dancing on someone's BMW. I hope that's your mom's BMW. You're a celebrity now. You can do whatever you want. Just don't fall on, that's my mother right there. My mother traveled all the way from California just to hear this folk festival. Give it up for Barbara Coventry.
And now here's Evan Dain with another beautiful show tune.
Yippee-yay, there'll be no wedding bells for today. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle as I go ride merrily along. And they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, Lily Bell, oh, Lily Bell, though I may have done some fooling, this is why I never fell. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, 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 as I go right merrily along. And they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, Mary Ann, oh, Mary Ann, though we've done some midnight fooling, this is why I up and ran. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle,
that jingle,
as I go ride merrily along. And they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, Sally J,
oh, Sally J,
oh, Sally J,
oh, Sally J,
though I'd like to stay forever, this is why I can't remain. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingles
that jingle
as I go right merrily along.
riding merrily.
And they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single?
Oh, ain't you
And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, Bessie Lou, oh, Bessie Lou.
oh, Bessie Lou?
Though we've done some moonlight dreaming, this is why it won't come true. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle,
that jingle
as I go right merrily along.
riding merrily.
And I sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single?
Oh, ain't you glad
The song ain't so very far from wrong. So I'll go jingling, the jangling, the jingling along. Thank you.
Wow. All right, JC, here we go. Polka. Two, one, two, three. you. That's a tune where if you're on the north side of the border in Texas, you call it Jesse Polka. And on the south side of the border, they call it Jesusita en Chihuahua.
How come you just wrote JC? Oh. 1, 2, 3, all day. Little red wagon, I'd love to pull you down the street. All my friends will be so jealous when they see my little playmate so sweet. Hold tight till we come to the hilltop, then we're gonna coast down the hill, you and me. Won't you ride in my little red wagon? For you are my sweetheart to be. Get it next. Oh, yes. When I want you riding my little red wagon, I'd love to pull you down the street. All my friends will be so jealous when they see my playmate so sweet. Hold tight till we come to the hilltop, then we're gonna coast down the hill, you and me. Won't you ride in my little red wagon? Boy, you are my sweetheart to be. Oh, everyone get it now.
We're going to skip the slow romantic stuff and just go straight for the...
We're just going to play all fast songs now.
Yeah, I hope that's all right. But thank you, those of you who are dancing next to your cars. Don Copper, I'm talking to you. So I was playing some tape of our rehearsal for my mom today, and she said, "What am I listening to? What kind of music is this? What do you call this style?" And so I understand your confusion, because it's weird. It's like jazz, or it's like country music on steroids. So this is a perfect example of one of those confusing tunes. It was done by a musician named Spade Cooley, who back in the 30s claimed to be the king of Western swing. And so the other king of Western swing, Bob Wills, he challenged him to a showdown in L.A., and they had a showdown of the best bands. This is pop music in the 30s. Okay,
At the Santa Monica Ballroom.
So this is one of those weird tunes that that his orchestra did, and it's called Fidoodlin'. A little bit of fancy fiddling here. Intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fidoodlin'. Hey, we want to just give a congratulations. Right before we went on stage, our good friend and picker, musician friend Peter McLaughlin texted me a picture of his granddaughter, Abigail, who was born today. Aww.
Also, Matt and his wife are expecting any moment.
Yeah, that's right. Our own Matt Rowland, president of the TKMA, having a baby soon. So, yeah, we're thinking about you, Peter. He usually comes and sits in with us. You know, we play every third Tuesday at Monterey Court, and we'd love to have guests come by and people, but no one can ever remember that it's third Tuesday, so it's just whoever wanders in off the street, Miracle Mile, comes and sees us. But yeah, come and see us any third Tuesday. So I think we're playing the week after next, Monterey Court. Peter's one of many musicians who comes and sits in with us. We're really blessed. All the wonderful musicians in this town. And it's one of the reasons I moved here, and I think Lex too, and probably Alvin. Yeah. 3 more songs? What are we doing? All right,
We're gonna feature Matt right now.
that's right.
We're amending our set list.
Are you doing Jerry's?
Yeah, go for it.
Mitchell. Matt Mitchell. Wow. That was Jerry's breakdown by the great Jerry Reed. Wow, what awesome musicians. I'm so lucky to play in this band. So happy to be up here with you. I think we have time for one or two more. Is that right?
3 fast ones. Actually, I was gonna do one for my dad because my dad was super big Bob Wills fan, and made me one growing up. He was a Bob Wills fan and a Bill Monroe fan, so I ended up doing Western swing and bluegrass all my life. Anyways, Back in the 40s, my family ran a beer joint in Oklahoma. My dad was the bartender when he was 12 years old. And they got a jukebox in there, and he said when he was about 12 or 13, this song, the Bill Monroe song Rocky Road Blues came out, and the guy put it on the jukebox. My dad was like an electronic wizard and figured out how to make the jukebox just play that song no matter what nickel anyone put in. And it went on for 2 weeks, and people were complaining, wanting their money back and all this stuff, but my dad loved that song so much he said that's all that played for 2 weeks in their beer joint. So we're going to do that song for my dad. No, Matt gets the intro, but it's not that one. 1, 2, oh, get it now. Well, the road is rocking, but it won't be rocking long. Yeah, the road is rocking, but it won't be rocking long. Well, another man's got my woman and gone. Well, I got them blues over when I soles my shoes. Yeah, I got them blues over when I soles of my shoes. Since baby went away and left me alone with the lonesome blues. All fiddle now. Keep going. Water till that well runs dry. Lord, you never miss your water till that well runs dry. And you never miss your little loving baby until she says goodbye. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Well, another man got my woman and gone. Oh, here's that bass now. Well, I wish that the Lord would bring my baby back home. Yeah, I wish that the Lord would bring my woman back home. I don't mind being lonesome, just don't want to be alone. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Well, another man got my woman gone.
All right, that's Alvin Blain on steel. You've heard Lex Browning tonight on fiddle, guitar, and vocals. The great Fred Hayes on drums. Evan Dain doing what no one else can do on the bass. Matt Mitchell relaxing in his chair on guitar. I'm Nick Coventry. And we're going to do one more for you. Thank you so much. We're the Tucsonics. We're so grateful to the TKMA, everybody who helped out this festival. What a wonderful festival. And we love you, Tucson. Come see us again.
Well, just because you think that you're so pretty, and just because your mama thinks you're hot, or just because you think that you got something,
Oh, yeah.
none of the other girls have got.
Oh, they all come.
You went and quick to spend all my money. You laughed and called me old Santa Claus. Well, I'm telling you, I'm through with you, and you know it's just because. Well, there'll come a day when you'll be lonely. There will come a time when you'll be blue. All of your pretty little smiles and lies, they won't do a thing for you. You went and made me spend all my money. You laughed and called me old Santa Claus. Well, I'm telling you, I'm through with you, and you know it's just because. Well, there will come a time when you'll be lonesome. Oh, there will come a time when you'll be blue. And all of the pretty little lies that you tell, oh, they won't do a thing for you. You went and made me spend all my money. Oh, you went and called me old Santa Claus. Now I'm telling you, I'm through with you, and you know it's just because. And you know it's just because. And you know it's just because.
Thank you so much. Great festival. We love you, Tucson.
Thanks to Bill and Darren too. Sound guys, our sound guys, best sound guys ever. Thanks.